everyone, welcome to lesson 4 of our phase 5 phonic sounds. We're going to start by going through our flashcards. So it's a recap of our phase 3 and the phase 5 sounds that we've learned so far. So I shall hold them up to the screen, give you a second or two to say the sound out loud, and then I'll let you know what the sound is. Okay, first one. Qu. Sh. Ch. Or v. A. E. I. O. Oi. Oo or ow. Ah. Air. Ear. Or. Your. A. Ow. I. Okay, so we're going to go through them again. It's all about trying to have quick recall, so recognise them really nice and quickly, quick and quicker each time. That helps in our reading. So I'll go through them nice and quick. Say them as soon as you see the flashcard. Well done. If you got those all nice and quickly, we're going to have a look at what we're focusing on in today's lesson. So you might have seen it slipped in there at the end. A new sound for today is the I sound. Can you say that? I. Okay, let's have a look at how we write that I sound. So it starts with the letter I. You can hear in the sound, that's the letter I, like the name of the I in the alphabet. Make that a bit bigger. And we need the E with it to make that I digraph. I. So we'd see that in a word, we'd use a sound button as a dash to show that it's a digraph. I. Can you have a go at writing that? There it is again. Well done. Right, we're going to have a look at some words with the I sound in it. Okay. So I'm going to go through these first of all, and then we'll be showing them to the screen to see if you can read them straight away. So here we go. I, pie. I, lie. Oh, wrong way round. I, tie. I, die. I'd. cried. I'd tried. I'd spied. I'd fried. I'd replied. We might want to chunk that word up as well. It's quite big, doesn't it? So we maybe go like this, chop it in half. Rep. I'd lied. You might recognise that was one of the words as well on its own. So rep, lied, replied. And then this one we might decide to chunk up as well. Den. I'd, denied. That means if you say something wasn't you, you've denied it. Okay, so you might have noticed that on all of those words, the I sound comes right at the end of the word, like in those smaller ones, pie, lie, tie. Or it often comes with a D at the end as well, doesn't it? Like in denied, replied, fried, spied, and tried, and cried. So we've noticed a bit of a pattern there, haven't we? Either comes at the end or often with a D as well in those words that we've just seen there. Right, so I'm going to hold them up to the screen, give you a second or two, and then say the word with you. So see if you can say it out loud before I do. Pie, lie, tie, die, cried, tried, spied, fried, replied, and last one, denied. Well done if you got all of those ones. So if I just share my screen again here. Okay, so we've had a look around at, we've already looked at some words with the I sound in, and we've looked at some on the flashcards. So well done if you got all of those read correctly. We're going to have a look at some of these words now and decide whether you can, well, firstly read them by either writing them down and using the sound buttons, or if you can visualize the sound buttons on those words on the screen, do that so that you can hopefully read those aloud and then decide if you think they are real words and they go in the treasure chest, or if they're nonsense words and need to go in the rubbish bin. Okay, so I'm going to give you a second. If you pause the video, you can take your time over that, have a go at reading out those words and deciding if they're going to go in the treasure box or the rubbish bin. Off you go. Okay, hopefully you had a go at that. So if we look at this first one, let's try it with the sound buttons. I'd fried. That was one of the ones we looked at, weren't we? Can have fried chips, fried donuts. That's definitely a word. Well done. And the next one. I'd cried. Yep, hopefully we don't do that too often, but cried is definitely a real word, isn't it? Well done. Let's try this one down here. I'd spied. Well done if you got that one. That's a real word, isn't it? I spied you hiding for hide and seek. Let's try this one. I'd replied. Yeah, that was one of the ones on our flashcards. We're getting lots of real words at the moment. So let's try some of these ones. Eyed, splide. No, not heard of that one before. I think that needs to go in the rubbish bin. Well done if you got that one. And let's do this one up here before it gets lost. Eyed, deplied. No, a lot of these are similar to ones like replied, denied, but not deplied. No. And down here we've got eyed, gride. No, that needs to go in the rubbish bin as well. We're topping it up now. And we've got one more to go. We've got a digraph here to begin with. Chide. No, again, I've not heard of that word before, so that needs to go in our rubbish bin. Well done if you read all of those, and also if you managed to decide the right way round, if they were real or nonsense words. That's brilliant. Okay, we're going to have a go at looking at some of those words now in sentences. So I'm going to do the first one with you. We'll use the sound buttons to help us to read that sentence aloud, and then you can have a go at doing the next couple on the screen. So we've got our tricky word, haven't we, to start off with from yesterday? Oh, and then another tricky word, a phase 3 tricky word, no. Oh no. And another tricky word, these are early tricky words here that we've learnt a while back. Oh no, spied, fried, pie. Oh no, I spied a fried pie. Doesn't sound too bad to me. That's a good one. Well done if you got that. Okay, the next one I shall leave on the screen, and I want you to have a go at reading that out. So you can either visualize those sound buttons on the screen as you can see it, or have a go at writing it down, and then you can add the sound buttons. So you can pause the video to take your time with that, and then we'll go through that and read that together. Okay, well done if you got that. So let's just check it off together now. So this is our tricky word from yesterday, people, den, I'd, denied, so that means they said they didn't. People denied at that another tricky word, they had cried. People denied that they had cried. Well done if you got that. And there's one more to have a go at. Just disappears off the screen a little bit there. Let's get that. Okay, so again, I'm going to leave that on the screen. You have a go at taking your time. You can pause the video, have a go at reading that using sound buttons if you need to. Off you go. Okay, so we've got a tricky word at the beginning. She, that part there that's tricky. She, lied, so replied. At that, this is our tricky word as well from yesterday. There, at, cat, had, been, ow, and one of our older digraphs there, found. She replied that their cat had been found. That's brilliant work if you got all of those. Well done, and well done for using sound buttons if that helps as well. So just to finish off for today's lesson, I'd like you to try this next activity. So we can go through this tomorrow, so you can take your time with this have a go, and you can send your work to your class teacher on Class Dojo for this as well once you've completed it. So you're looking through the words, you can write them down so that you can add sound buttons, and then deciding whether they are real or nonsense words, just like we did with the treasure chest and the rubbish bin. So write them down, add the sound buttons. Once you've read it out, you can add a tick next to it if you think it's a real word, or a cross for a nonsense word. Okay, good luck with that. And then to some more practice with the I sound, you can log on to Phonics Play using the details here. Again, select Resources and Phase 5 to find the I sound. You can use that on Picnic on Pluto and play Ob and Bob, where you can read lots more words with the Phase 5 I sound. Deciding if they're a real word, you put them into Bob's mouth. If they're a nonsense word, you put them into Ob's mouth. So it's really good practice for trying to read lots of different words with the I sound in. So have lots of fun doing that, and we look forward to seeing your work in tomorrow's lesson. We'll go through that together. See you then.